Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining the February 2026 Zeek Community Call. So I see familiar faces here, but if there's anyone who's maybe new to Zeek and watching the recording, these calls are hosted by members of the Zeek Leadership Team. They're open to anyone in the community to jump in, to listen, to ask questions. The agenda is pretty straightforward. We typically share project updates, training updates, community news. We also, tend to have plenty of time left over for any, open questions or feedback or thoughts from the community. So if you ever do have questions or something that you want to bring up, we do definitely invite people to join in and speak up. Or if you're, again, watching the recording, leave a comment on YouTube or find us on Slack. And if there's ever anything that you would like to see at a future meeting, we invite you to share those thoughts as well. So I'm going to pass it over to Christian to start us off with just some technical updates from the Zeek team.
Sounds great. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, there's a fair bit of stuff to cover today, so let me see if I can do that fairly quickly. So the biggie is, of course, that initially 8.1 came out. Um, the best way to get up to speed on what's in there is probably our blog post on that topic. It walks you through the biggest changes and what to keep in mind. And just to recap those quickly, this is our first release where we're running on ZeroMQ by default. So we're particularly eager for feedback on folks like who are running sort of, demanding clusters. If they notice anything, it's very easy to switch back to broker if you prefer that at this point in time. But we hope you won't. Because we're pretty excited about this. We've also done a fair amount of work on protocol parsers. A small number of log changes are in that release. We added opcodes to the DNS log as part of implementing dynamic update reporting, parsing. And a couple of others. I won't go through everything right now because I will forget some things anyway. We finally, another highlight that I really liked in this one is like we finally support JavaScript on the Mac. So if you run on a Mac and you want to experiment with Zeek scripting in JavaScript, you can now do so. Um, and a fair amount of sort of other things. So do check out that blog post. And then we did one security fix on top of it. So the latest version right now is 8.1.1 and 8.0.6. For those of you on the LTS train, you want to upgrade. That was an HTTP fix that went in. No other side effects other than that one. So that should be straightforward as well. Maybe just to add that real quick, right, for the ZeroMQ stuff and running Zeek in clusters in general, Arne did a nice video, actually quite long and in detail. So great background, great context for why we're doing this work, great for understanding what it means that we're doing this thing via ZeroMQ in a centralized fashion now. So do check that out. Um, and we have a blog post coming up from Benjamin around what you can do to basically shield your own testing against changes in log formats. That's also pretty exciting because we realized that we've never really given advice on that. So that's a forward-looking statement, but
It's
that should
live.
come up. It's live. Okay, see, I
Yes.
thought I checked like a minute ago. Awesome. I clearly didn't hit refresh. Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Michelle. I can't even keep up. Look at that. And I think that's all I had. And maybe just a quick heads up that we have a company event next week, and so some of us will be a little slow to respond on Slack, perhaps, but we'll keep an eye on things anyway. Um, I think that's all I had. Back to you, Michelle. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Christian. Okay, I'm gonna just run through a couple of quick bullet points I have here from the community side of things. First, since Fatima isn't here, I'll share on her behalf a reminder that we will be doing a Zeek Lite training at the upcoming NSF Regional Summit. I believe this is a new format that they are trying out in 2026, having a few smaller regional events. And Zeek is going to be giving some very short I believe, 2 or 3 hour trainings, which is pretty cool. It's a new thing that we're also very excited about. And that upcoming training will be April 21st and 22nd at the University of Alabama. So if you are reading our newsletter or in our Slack, we will kind of continue to remind the community about that upcoming event because we're really looking forward to it. Another event that we are very much looking forward to is our Zeek workshop at CERN in Geneva. Um, that is happening next month. Hard to believe. March 25th and 26th. It's an in-person only event at CERN. We did post an almost complete schedule and list of talks and topics on our website. Registration is still open. We have a handful of spots left, but they are going pretty quickly. And that is going to close March 9th. So if you do plan to join us at CERN at the end of March, definitely make sure you reserve your spot. I believe CERN is quite specific. So no kind of no walk-ins. No walk-ins, make a reservation. And we're really excited to see everyone at CERN next month. All right, had a couple of blogs and videos that were posted recently. As Christian mentioned just before, Benjamin wrote a blog post, Why Zeek Keeps Breaking Your Test Baselines. I believe it's a quick read, but super informative, so be sure to check that out. And Seth from the Zeek Leadership Team also published something last week about JA4 network fingerprints in Zeek. Very comprehensive guide there. I'll be sure to leave kind of all the links to these in the video description. They'll also be in the newsletter, so you'll be able to find them easily. And with the release of 8.1, Arna did join us back on YouTube. He made a new updated video walking through the new cluster backend updates. So if that's something that you've been hearing about, you're still a little curious about, Arna does a really wonderful job of kind of diving a little deeper and making some more specific kind of explanations for all of the changes that have been coming. So definitely be sure to check that out. The last thing from me is topic of the month. We had a really fun discussion last month in January where the topic, excuse me, was real investigations and discovery stories. So we did post a recap of that discussion on our blog this morning about how to find, operational problems hiding in your Zeek logs. That was very much a common theme from the community. That was really fun to read through. So you'll probably get some good little tips and tricks in there. And our new topic for the month of February is all about scripts and customization. So we want to hear experiences and stories and thoughts about how you kind of customize Zeek and you make it your own. So if you haven't had the chance to check out that Slack channel yet, definitely recommend keeping an eye on it. It's been really fun to hear from all sorts of different people in the community and kind of the different ways that they're using and working with Zeek. So definitely be sure to check that out. And those are all the community updates I had. Christian, is there anything else on the top of your head that we may want to mention here?
I don't think so. Not right now.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you. Great update.
Sounds good. Short month, short meeting.
Yeah, exactly.
The next community call is going to be March 4th, same time, 10 a.m. Pacific. And we're looking forward to seeing everyone then.